Hi guys, Penny Rose Journals, how you doing? Okay, we covered some of these white painted pages with some napkin not very long ago, and I have the layers of napkin that came off the back and they are just white, so I am just going to do some stamping on them. This way they can be used as either full pieces or fragments on other work. So yeah, this is what I saved them for. I sometimes use them to cover the back of kooky paper, where I sort of put a lot of scraps together to make sheets of paper. That works as well, but a lot of the time I do this. I will just stamp on them. I've got a lot of stamps, I may as well take advantage of them, and sometimes you come across things that you would like to put a stamp on that are kind of uneven, or you just can't do it for whatever reason. That's where these little fragments come in handy. I can tear a little piece off and just glue it to a page or a textured object or something, and I have a ready-made stamp. On a white background, this basically disappears once you put glue on it, so you can just see the stamp. You can't really see the tissue at all. Some things it shows up, some things not so much. I did some the other day on some brown paper, and I thought, oh, you're gonna be able to definitely see the paper, and it just disappeared into it. It was weird. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna get on and do some stamping, and yeah, that's all I'm doing today. Now you'll notice that sometimes this is a clear image, sometimes the stamp gets a little bit inky and it spreads and it's very blurred. I am doing a double stamping so that you get a dark one and a light one. I don't really care how this turns out. It'll be used on lots of different projects. It's just not supposed to look like a sort of full sheet of anything. Yeah, it will probably just get torn up and used in fragments. But I don't mind those imperfections. I think they sort of add to it. I mean, honestly, everything I do is imperfect. Everything I do is grungy and dirty and coffee stained, and a bit of spread ink is not a nightmare. So, yeah, I don't concern myself too much with that. When I'm using a larger stamp like this, I often will pick up my stamp block and use it, my stamp pad, and use it on the stamp, as opposed to taking the stamp to the pad. I just find it works easier. That's a preference thing. You do it whichever way it works best for you. When I'm using a smaller stamp, I'll usually just stamp the stamp straight into the ink pad and just use it like that. And you'll see me do that when I'm just doing the ends of the pages. I usually just take the stamp over to the stamp pad. But yeah, either way works. Do it however's most comfortable for you. There is a bit of bleed through from a napkin when you're stamping on it. I'm stamping on StazOn, by the way. That way, if I do glue them to things, which I am going to do, I know they're not going to bleed when I glue them down. But there is some, like I say, bleed through the back of the napkin. That's why I'm doing it on one of these white sheets of paper. And I will use these pieces of paper. They've got little fragments of stamping all over them now and looking a little bit grungier than they were, and I quite like that. So that's the whole idea of putting them under there. This is an interesting little stamp. It's fragments of tiles, and I kind of like doing this specifically on the tissue because I like sticking them in odd places where stamping is a bit difficult to do. Yeah, they're just an interesting little fragmentary stamp, if you like. And what I will probably do is stamp a bunch of these today, and then maybe next video I'll bring in the new journal that I'm making, and I will put some of these into that journal. I kind of would like some of these in the journal that's under construction. So we'll do that for next video so you can see exactly how I do use this tissue and the things I can do with it. I'll also glue some to some just fragments of uneven papers and stuff, just so you can see how well it works if you've got an uneven surface that you want to have a stamp on, but you know, you just cannot stamp on it because of its bumpiness. This is the perfect way to deal with that, so we'll do that next video. These are just some decorative number stamps. This is where I'm going to finish up today. I will just fill a couple of sheets with these and yeah, call it a day. So these will come in handy, and like I say, I will show you in the next video what I will do with some. So worth a try if you have a lot of white napkins or fragments of white napkins. These are, like I say, these came from a 3-ply napkin. I used the top 2 sheets and saved these sheets just for this purpose. So yeah, you can use them to wipe up your desk and clean up your room and whatever else, but I like to use a few like this. Anyway guys, thanks so much for spending your time with me today. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have yourselves a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!